Hello out there everybody, and welcome back for another PlayStation Vita game video. Today we will be showing off Tales of Innocence R, a new RPG that just came out for the Vita a couple of days ago. Tales of Innocence was originally a Nintendo DS game, so this is kind of a mix between a port and a reimagining of Tales of Innocence R. It's definitely not a straight port. It looks a lot better. And they did some things with this, the story, the cutscenes. Basically, it's a completely upgraded game. That's not to say it's up to Vita quality as far as presentation or graphics or things like that go. But so far, for an RPG, I've been pleasantly surprised. It's quite a fun game. Anyway, in this video, I will be showing off the game itself, as well as the bonus app that I got because I reserved the game. I'll show that off to you, as well as trophies for the game. The list will be in Japanese, and downloadable content for the game. Okay. Anyway, let's get right into it here. Here is the game, Tales of Innocence R. So there you go. Even from the beginning, you can get a feel for the full voice. That screen is basically the copyright protection screen, and every time you boot the game up, it'll show a different character. Giving you the "Don't download pirated games" lecture, but full voiced. So yeah, the game is full voiced. It was not obviously originally on the DS, so that's one of the new features, and I'm pleased to report that the voices are quite good. Anyway, this is the opening video. You can catch this anywhere on YouTube, really, so I'm going to go ahead and skip through this. But, new animation, obviously, fits perfectly on the Vita screen. Very, very beautiful. The animation that they got done for this game is very nice. So, and yeah, obviously this is an RPG. Again, I'm about 5 hours in. I'm not going to show you anything that would potentially spoil it for you. You see there, 4 hours and 41 minutes in. But I will just walk around, see if I can get into some random battles, show a few things off. I know a demo for this game did come out on release day. Some of you may have seen the demo up on YouTube elsewhere. However, yeah, I don't know exactly what the demo entailed, so I will just try to walk around, see if I can get into some random battles here, and kind of show off what the game is like. So there you go. These aren't even important characters in the story or anything. These are just pretty random guys here in this kind of plant that I'm in right now. But you can hear the full voice. It's done quite nicely. Okay, so yeah, not revealing too much of the story here. And here we go. Let's get into a battle. I'll show you what this is all about. So if you've played Tales games before, you might know the battle system is a mix between an RPG and kind of a 2D fighter. So basically, though, I'm going to use the D-pad to move on a left to right plane. If I use the analog stick, I can move into the background. Okay, and if I use the analog stick to move into the background, whatever target I attack will become my target. I have my allies at the bottom here. A new feature for the Vita, obviously, is you can set each of your allies with an ability, and they'll use abilities they control themselves. And you can kind of set up their AI a little bit, but let's say I want someone to use something because I want to combo into it or out of it, or I want someone to heal me. I can just set that and touch the character's face and they will use it. So for example, if I touch Ilya's face here, you'll see that First Aid pops up and she'll cast First Aid. So you can control the AI a little bit better that way. So you'll see they auto-fight. I'm moving into the background with the analog stick, and again, left and right will move you on a plane with your enemy. Okay? Running into them, running at them. Obviously, you didn't see much there because I, let my characters do it for me as I'm trying to show it off to you here. You'll see select here. It pops up, one of these events. Occasionally, and I'm not sure exactly how it's decided, but some of these aren't voiced, and it's not all of them. I would actually say it's maybe half of them are not voiced, and I'm not exactly sure why that is. But some of these skits aren't voiced, which is too bad, because they did say full voice, and actually for the most part the game is full voiced, but just a few of these skits aren't. So Anyway, so these flesh out your characters a little bit. They'll talk about the story a little bit, the backstory. If you've played a Tales game before, you know what these skits are all about. So yeah, I mean, it gives you more information on what's going on as your characters talk about what's going on. See, I don't really want to spoil too much about the story. If you can read Japanese, I don't know, you might want to look away. This isn't really too terribly spoilerific information, and again, I'm only 5 hours in here. But again, too bad that a scene like this isn't full voiced, because especially as good of a job as they did with the full voice, you would hope that all of these scenes would be full voiced. Especially the longer skits like this. Okay, anyway, so let's go ahead and get into a new battle here. So yeah, people who want to know a little bit about the story's a little strange so far. We'll see where it goes. But basically, your characters have a certain connection with characters from the past. Characters who fought a war and were on both sides of a battle in the past. So your main character here, Luca, he is I don't want to say a reincarnation, because I don't think that's exactly what it is. But basically, he is kind of like a reincarnation. He has all of the memories of you know, a very important person in the past, you know, who was kind of the leader of one side of the two sides that were at war. And then, you know, the main girl is kind of that guy in the past's love interest. And so they kind of have the memories of these characters. They see them when they dream at night. So anyway, as you run into other characters, your party is basically searching for characters who are also part of you know, they have memories of these people in the past. So you'll see here I have a mission here, and these are kind of rare. But basically it wants me to defeat an enemy using this move right here. And if I do that, I'll get some extra AP. So this is a mission battle. Pretty cool that I get to show you this, because I haven't seen too many of these. So yeah, anyway, I will see if I can't do that. Wrong button there. Let's pop in here and see if I have that ability set up here. And we do right here. So I've got it set to my down key here. Okay, so very nice. Let's see if I can't kill an enemy using that. There we go. So you see on the right there, mission clear. I think I'll actually get a trophy for that, because I failed the other couple of missions I was into. So this will actually show you trophies on the Vita too. There you go. You can see you got a Vita. Got a trophy for first mission. So pretty cool there. These battles are obviously very simple. The boss battles are much harder, and some of the other enemy battles are even harder. Anyway, back to the story. So, but your party, as a result, and many people similar to your party are kind of hated on. They're being discriminated against by the government. And being used for certain experiments and war and things like that, because they have these special abilities. So it's almost kind of like the X-Men in that regard, where they're kind of like mutants, except not really. But they have these special abilities. So basically they're hated by the general populace and the government's trying to use them. But your characters are trying to band together and look for other people who have this connection with the previous world, so that they can kind of figure out what the hell exactly is going on. So some people in my party were actually on the other side of the war in the past, so it's going to be interesting to see exactly how that all pans out. Because obviously they're allies in today's day and age, but in the past, in their memories, they were big-time competitors or rivals, even went so far as to kill each other, I think, so... So there you go. Anyway, that's the battle system of the game and a general kind of explanation. Yeah, I hope it kind of made sense there. Let's look at this last skit here. See, and you'll see this one is full voiced. So I'm not sure if they just picked the ones that they thought were more important, or if they just missed out on doing some of them. I'm not sure exactly how the decision was made. But like I said, you know, 90% of the game is full voiced, but then you'll get some of these skits that aren't. Alright, so there you have it. Anyway, I think that's pretty much, as much as I want to show off of the gameplay. Obviously with an RPG, it's really hard, especially here halfway through the game. Not halfway, but a bit into the game, to really show, off what people wanted to see. But basically, yeah, I wanted to show off the battle system, which I probably didn't do a very good job of explaining. Sorry, I know I was jumping all over the place with that. Let's get into one more battle here. So anyway, yeah, you use circle for your regular attacks. You can do ground attacks, air attacks. You can jump. Yeah, I play on manual, which basically lets you, it makes the fighting, or the D-pad kind of act like a fighting game, where if you press up or a diagonal, you'll end up jumping in that direction. Anyway, yeah, and after battles here, you can cook food, very similar to other Tales titles. Again, you can get info about your grade here, why you got the grade you did. The grade is right here. Influences, the outcome of the points that you get at the end. So anyway, there is the game. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. So let's jump over. Actually, I'll run back and save it. Got a little bit of experience here. Let's go ahead and save that. And you'll see how lightning quick saving is. Again, on the Vita, that's it. We're done. Much better than even a lot of systems, or most systems these days. So I'm very happy with that. Let's pop out of that. I will quickly show off something that probably not a lot of people got. This was only given away in Japan if you reserve the game, and Japan are sticklers about that. Even if they have extra codes lying around, they'll ship them back. They won't give them out to people who walk in day of and buy the game. But anyway, this is an Innocence R application. So I will show this off. So a separate application you get when when I downloaded the game, I got a special code. Put it on the PlayStation Network here, and we get this app. So there you go. You have what they call an Omikuji Clock, which is kind of, in Japan, Omikuji is kind of like your fortune. So it's a clock, and it tells you your daily fortune, basically. You have an adventure kind of skit, which is similar to a skit in the game. It's full voice. I haven't even looked at it, to be honest, but it's a full voice skit similar to the one in the game. I would assume this is a little bit more comedic, not so serious and story based. So here's the Omikuji Clock. So you can pick from 4 characters here. I haven't met this character in the game yet, so I'm not sure who that is. This is Conway, Ilya, and Luca. And again, you'll see even in this clock app, it's a full voice clock app. So, you pick your character and then you go, oh, okay, let's take our Omikuji here. Okay, so she's telling me that if I'm being negative today, it's going to turn out to be a bad day. Not a great fortune there. My lucky item is a red saffron, which is a flower, and my lucky recipe, or my lucky food, I guess, is seafood pasta. So if I'm believing in this, I will have to make sure I go out and get some seafood pasta today. If you want, you can hit here to have one more fortune, but if you do more than one fortune in a day, come on, nothing will be true, right? Anyway, you have a clock here. You can set an alarm for the clock. However, as soon as you exit this screen, the alarm won't work. It doesn't run in the background, which is pretty unfortunate. You can change the music you're listening to in here. You can turn the music off. This is the screensaver, so what you can do if you have a dock and you want to, you could set the screensaver here for like a minute. You could set your alarm for whatever. I'm not actually going to go through all this. But basically when the screensaver kicks in, hopefully I'll be able to show this off with that before too long, the screensaver is basically just a clock. So if you were to set your Vita on the cradle, it will just show you a clock, and then you could set your alarm like that, and the clock, the alarm would end up going off in the morning, because the screensaver just keeps that clock on the screen the whole time. So yeah, you could use this app as a functioning Vita clock. However, if you haven't heard yet, there is a clock, alarm, etc. app coming out for Vita very soon from Sony. So yeah, this is just kind of an exclusive thing for now, not a big deal. Yeah, I'm not going to worry too much. Again, if you wait a minute, the screensaver will pop up and it's just a clock. So, again, I'm not too sure about this adventure skit. why don't we just look at the first, I don't know, 20 seconds of it so we can both get an idea of what it's all about. So first he's thanking me for buying the game. Wow, so he's even going as far as saying the whole reason this game got remade and put on Vita was thanks to the fans wanting a remake. I'm not sure, to be honest, that Innocence was at the top of fans wanting a remake list for the Tales games, but hey, you know, it's cool that they put that in here. And saying it's fun when we go on adventures together. So anyway, yeah, this is going to be a full skit in here. You'll see it's full voiced, which is pretty cool. This is a nice reservation extra to have in here. Maybe if enough people want. I'm not sure how long this thing is, but I could run through this, you know, run through a playthrough of this whole skit here at some point in time if people want that. Anyway, let's move on to trophies. And again, the trophy list will be in Japanese, so I'm not sure if you guys will care that much. I'm not going to translate them for you or anything like that, but I will just run through the list real quick so that for those of you who want to just take a look at them, you can see. Some of them are somewhat self-explanatory. I know a lot of people are interested in trophies, so. And I just got one while I played, showing you guys. Pretty awesome. Anyway, here's the trophy list. Lots of bronzes. There's even a bronze trophy for completing the game under 15 hours. And another bronze trophy for playing the game for over 100 hours. So those things both seem pretty, I don't know about difficult, but you know, obviously kind of ridiculous for bronze trophies to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not as high up in the trophy game as a lot of people. These hidden trophies here I think are all story trophies because I've got these first few for getting to certain parts in the story. Yeah. And then, you know, a lot of other trophies for maxing out all your characters, getting their affection toward one another up, and you do that through the skits and things like that. Okay, and the last thing I want to show off real quick is this is something I really have absolutely no interest in, but I know some people do. Bandai Namco has set up a cash shop for this game so that you can buy things to import into the game itself. There were a couple things in there that were free, so I got those and kind of got them on my characters, but not a big deal. But I'll show you what the options are basically. So we're in the store here. 3 categories, so clothing, items, gold, which is the money, level, AP, and GP. So yeah, you can buy all of that with real money. So these are the costumes. So the free one here is a glasses set for each character. I got that. I haven't even looked at it, but yeah. And then you'll see prices range from like 100 to 250 yen here for different costumes and things like that. I'm not going to go through one by one, but you can kind of probably see here what these kind of do to your characters. See if I can kind of get that to focus better. There we go. So yeah, these are all just different costumes for different characters. And again, yeah, they cost about 250 yen for the full-on costumes, and then a little cheaper for each piece for certain pieces. These are items here. So these are just, again, different items you can use in the game. Just 4 in here. Food set as well as an adventure comes in handy for adventurers set. We're both free. So I got those into my game. These are just items that you can have for your characters. This is called a high quality item set. So yeah, I don't know exactly what that is. And then kind of a red medicine grass. Maybe there's a better translation for that. I honestly don't know what it means, but yeah, another set in here. So those are the items. And you've got gold, level, AP, and GP. And yeah, you can buy those straight into the game. Grade plus 500, grade plus 200. Get your AP up. And these are a little more expensive, as you can see. So on the one hand, I think that stuff is pretty ridiculous, personally. But that's okay, because if some people like that, they can buy it. The option is there. And if that happens, then maybe Bandai Namco will be able to make more money off of the Vita ecosystem, because as far as I know, that's not something that they can do with 3DS games right now, those downloadable extras. I know that maybe in the future it will become an option. But right now, yeah, I think that's only an option on Vita. And so I don't know how much extra money that's going to account for, but you'll see each of these things in here does have like a star rating. That means people are actually buying these things. So yeah, people want that, I guess, and Bandai Namco can make extra money off of it. Sure, why not? Me personally, not going to buy it, but there you go. Make them extra money and maybe make them want to put more games on the Vita, more Tales games and things like that. Anyway, that is my video. I know it was probably all over the place. I'm still a bit sick, but hey, people wanted to see it, so there it is. That's Tales of Innocence R. If there's anything in particular more that you want to know about the game, let me know. I'll be happy to, maybe make other videos or things like that, or get back at your questions. So feel free to tweet me at Kyle22, all spelled out, or reply below. I think my next video coming up for Vita will show communication between two Vitas using the network and the party application. I know a lot of people have been interested in that, and like I said, my wife, she got her own Vita, so I can mess with that a little bit. Anyway, so I'll try and get that video up maybe by tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll get back at you soon.